So when you give us Bitcoin, it's not like it's ours, right? It's yours. Legally, it is still your Bitcoin. The only thing we do is when you lend us your Bitcoin, we lend them to people who pay us interest. When they return them, it goes back to the wallet and it's still yours from that wallet.
What's up, guys? Aaron Bennett here. In this video, going over Celsius Network news, we got rugged. There is no reorganization, I don't believe. And I'm going to talk about the sale of GK8. I'm going to go over Simon's latest YouTube video, his Twitter Spaces. I'm going to play some clips for you just to kind of fill you in on some updates regarding what does the future look like, updated claim forms, what's the plan now, can Simon's plan even work if they are actually selling our assets. I'm going to talk about 3 new motions coming in, the examiner's work plan, when we will see the next plan, the KERP motion, and also the UCC on if they think that Celsius is going to have a reorganization plan. So let's start out talking about what happened with GK8. So there is news that Galaxy Digital is set to purchase GK8, and taking a look at the story, we see that GK8 was purchased by Celsius for $115 million last November, the peak of the bull market. We do not know how little Galaxy will be purchased for this time around, but most likely it will not be a lot at all because we are in the bottom of the bear market potentially. And here we can see that there was only one bid for GK8. So therefore, the auction is canceled. Now, Simon does say that he does have some information about GK8 that he can't share publicly yet. So he says when he can, he will. But this is pretty crappy, honestly. One bid, and therefore they are selling it, and there's no longer an auction. So let's take a look at what Alex is saying, essentially talking about FTX. He is trying to put the blame on FTX, essentially, saying that he did worse things than Alex. He says Alameda took $3 billion plus in deposits for FTX and double spent them. Users got crappy FTT tokens. SBF and Caroline, his girlfriend, got to spend that money on VC investments. Literally what Alex and Celsius was doing, using our money to create an illegal hedge fund to purchase assets that we did not even know they were buying. And yeah, FTX and Alameda did the same thing. They took user deposits and were buying assets with it. If people wanted to withdraw their coins, obviously they did not have those coins to withdraw. In my opinion, what Alex is doing is that he's trying to put the blame on FTX and saying that, well, they did things that were worse, taking the attention off of Alex. So let me dive into some recaps of Simon's latest videos he did today. He said that Celsius would prefer to sell the assets to people like Mike Novogratz than give us shares in the company or in these companies. And ultimately, Celsius duped the community. There was never going to be a reorganization plan. And Simon is saying that so many people thought that Celsius was working for them. And he really feels now, without a doubt, and I believe most people do, that there was never going to be a plan and they were never actually trying to help us. It was all about saving their own ass, getting the most money for themselves, and draining as much money out of the estate as possible, paying for these lawyers, etc. The next examiner report is going to talk about Cell Token and also any misrepresentations, and that is going to come out in January. Coming to the Twitter Spaces, Simon says he wants the examiner to investigate Kirkland and Ellis about possible illegal things that they were doing in this Chapter 11 case. Simon really thinks that there was really shady shit happening from day one in this case, and that we, the creditors, were strung along, given false hopes, being lied to, essentially, saying that a plan was going to come when ultimately they were just trying to save their own asses. So I want to play Simon's answer to a question, basically, can he still enact his plan right now?
Exactly, that the plan to create a fund on your end is no longer viable, or did I mishear that?
Yeah, no longer viable. We're just going to be fighting to give everyone their coins and everyone their securities. So Celsius bought a mining operation with our funds. They're going to want to sell it. And we're fighting to make sure that everyone becomes shareholders and then they can voluntarily invest rather than be forced to invest in it.
Oh, so your original plan of creating a fund to disperse the assets over time and recreate the company is still alive if you win the bid?
Yeah, no funds needed. This time it's just asset by asset, so distribute every asset.
So I just wanted to play that for you guys. There is still a plan that Simon can help us with in this situation, but it has changed. And if you want to listen to this entire AMA, I will include the link to this and also his very passionate video he did prior to this AMA today in the description below. So now I want to play a clip from Celsius Loans talking about possibly an updated claim form. Very interesting. Let me play this for you.
I have a an issue with the claim form because the form is completely outdated. There's nowhere to list that defrauded, illegal liquidations of loans, being misled by false advertisement, an illegal bank, et cetera, et cetera. We're planning on talking with Kirkland and Ellis and White and Case that the Stretto claim form needs to be updated so that people can make their appropriate claims, whatever it is, been scammed, et cetera. And I think that Kirkland and Ellis and White and Case are going to get the understanding that there's a lot of creditors that are very, very pissed off. And depending on how this case goes, if it's not done correctly, there's going to be charges of fraud, fraudulent inducement, consumer fraud, misrepresentation, unjust enrichment, breach of contract, aiding and abetting conspiracy, and breach of fiduciary duty. So none of that, you're not able to put that in the proof of claim form right now. And just as Simon says, Celsius is not your friend.
So essentially, he is pushing for Kirkland and Ellis to come out with an updated claim form so we can actually say, hey, we want to file a claim against all these other allegations of fraud and misrepresentation, all the things he listed. So as of now, that is not available. If it is available, I will definitely talk about it with you guys. If you already submitted a claim because your actual schedule of financial affairs was incorrect, then you can always create a new claim if this updated claim form actually becomes available. But I will let you know, subscribe if you have not. So finishing the video, 3 motions that came in today that I want to cover. The examiner's work plan, her final report right now is January 17th, 2023. And they're going to cover sell token and misrepresentation, which will be very, very important. So next, I want to gloat a little bit. We have the U.S. trustee objecting to this key employee retention plan where Celsius wants to pay about 60 employees about $2.9 million in bonuses. And I have been talking about this for a while, but they actually said what I said months ago. Essentially, the crypto and tech market has changed and that all these crypto companies are laying people off right now. And the debtor's concern over employee motivation needs to be explained. And that's what I was saying, which I feel validated because they said the same thing. The market has changed. This is not the bull market where you had to pay people more and more money to stay on the team because there was a lack of talent. That is not the case right now. Layoffs are happening. So you have a lot of people that are willing to take a job for less money. So the fact that you need to pay employees $3 million to keep people on the team, but they want to leave Celsius, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for what they were saying. And there's still some talk about Celsius having a plan, reorganizing, etc. Here, the UCC is objecting to Celsius wanting 140 days of an extension. They ultimately say this needs to be a lot less. We can't give them that much time, and they need to create a plan much sooner than that. All right, guys, that is it for the video. Wow, so much has been going on, and I will include the links to Simon's talks below in the description. And that's it, guys. So thanks for watching. I will be with you every step of the way like I have since the assets were frozen, and I don't plan on leaving. So subscribe if you have not. And that's it. All right, guys, talk with you soon, and bye for now.